Welcome to week 13 of the RotoWire Value Meter Focus. Jeff Erickson here with Jim Coventry. Hope everybody's getting ready for a very happy Thanksgiving. It presents a unique set of challenges for us, Jim, because there's 4 early games. It means we have to set lineups earlier, and also means that if we have players that are day-to-day, our pivots might be playing early. So you get put to the test early. Like, for instance, the Kansas City Chiefs running back situation as an example of something where you're going to have to make an early decision based on that. Let's talk about a couple of players that we have differing ranks on, and not too many big differences here. Like, for instance, Najee Harris is a guy I like a little bit better than you. You're still got him in like RB2 fringe territory at 25. I have him at 18. Tell me why you are a little lower.
Oh my gosh, the passing work's drying up. He has 43 total yards in the last 3 games. He has his rushing efficiency going through the floor. 16 for 41 last week, not even 3 yards a carry. 18 for 63 before that. It's just the efficiency's falling, and then you play the Bengals. And we thought going into the season, the Bengals would be one of these run defenses we attack. Not the case. They've actually been very, very good against the run. This is a game where Pittsburgh has to get it done throughout the air.
So here's my take on that as the token Bengals fan apologist here is when BJ Hill plays, when Sheldon Rankins plays, yes, it's a much better run defense. Rankins has got this viral illness that forced him to miss the Sunday night game against the Chargers before their bye week. And it still inflicted his ability to practice at the start of this week after the bye. So that's something to watch for just a little bit as far as that goes. I just think also that the Steelers have the Bengals number in a certain sort of way. So I expect, and maybe I'm just a pessimist, but I expect the Steelers to be playing with the lead. So I think volume will be enough to get by, even if the efficiency isn't there, which is why I have them a little bit higher. Greater minds may differ, and greater minds have differed in this particular case. Let's move to some wide receivers to talk about here, because this is where we ended up spending most of our time on these videos. Terry McLaurin. You know, I moved him down already a little bit since the time I first started posting these things. He's big player bust, and he did get the big play, an improbable stupid play against the Cowboys last week. The worst prevent defense I've ever seen. It was a prevent the win defense.
Oh, is it ever? Oh my God, so good. Jeff, Terry McLaurin is not getting targets much anymore.
Yeah.
In his last 4 games, he has 17 targets. It's like averaging 4 a game. It's very little. He's been touchdown dependent, like you said. But here's the other thing. And I'm going to throw out the 86-yard play. It happened. It's great for fantasy. It's not repeatable under any circumstance. So you take that out. 3 of his last 4 games, we are talking less than 20 yards.
Yeah. So one of those games was against the Eagles, who can do that to anybody.
20 yards?
I know. I get it. I'm frustrated with the Commanders right now, and I wonder if some of this is because Jaden Daniels is compromised a little bit, and they're just not letting on. I think some of this is Cliff Kingsbury. You know, he 100%. Has these dynamic offenses early in seasons, and then they get solved. And I think we're at the solved point of the season. I'd like to see McLaurin come out of the slot more. I'd like to see him, switch sides more often. More motion with him. The play that on the Hail Mary, it wasn't even a Hail Mary. The touchdown play, though, he started that play out of the slot, the right side, as opposed to the left outside. Do more of that. Be a little bit more creative. That's all I ask. I have him still at 12 now. I did have him at 7. I get your point, though. I also think Tennessee is very attackable. And that's the other thing I like about this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee, I think it was weird because early in the season, the numbers were, but they didn't play anybody. But the more I watch them, they're fundamentally sound. And here's the one thing they do. They stop the run. And Brian Robinson, limited practice on Wednesday. Be surprised if he played. Austin Eckler, second concussion. If they're down their running game and they can't get out of obvious passing situations, they're going to be in trouble because they've counted all year on them being in favorable passing situations. Once they're one-dimensional, I think they're done. And I think Tennessee is, again, fundamentally sound enough on defense to capitalize when that happens.
For sure. And their pass rush dialed it up against Stroud last week and that win over Houston. So I can see it. Here's an idea. Throw to McLaurin on first down. Let's try that. Let's do that. The problem solved. Let's move on. But before we do that, if you're enjoying this video, and we hope you are, please smash that like button, hit subscribe so you know whenever we post a video, and of course, check out RotoWire. RotoWire.com/try. It's right there in the window there if you're watching this here. Check out Jim's work. You see, Jim's my first read every Monday morning on RotoWire with his reactions piece and his first look at free agent pickups there. Highly recommend checking that out. And I have my value meter that goes up Tuesday night, so you should check that out as well. RotoWire.com/try. Free trial, no credit card required. Jerry Jeudy. If there is such a thing as a revenge game, the Jerry Jeudy revenge game should be a thing on Monday night.
There's no doubt. You know that after he walked away after that bad start to his career, yeah, he wants to stick it to him. Here's my concern. The Browns corners have given up big plays. They're pretty sound underneath. Jeudy is playing mostly on the outside. He plays some slot. He draws a disadvantage, especially on the snaps that he'll see Patrick Surtain, which would be a number of them. I don't know if Riley Moss will be healthy enough to play, but he's been playing well. And then here's the other problem, that pass rush. Pass rush for Jameis Winston in this one is probably going to be an issue. And I just see this as one of those Jameis implosion games. And I love Jerry Jeudy. He's been great for 4 straight weeks. I just think that this matchup with him on the outside is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I wonder if Surtain travels with Jeudy. A lot of that has to do with whether Cedric Tillman plays. I think if Tillman plays, then I think you have three targets that you have to be concerned with. They were spread evenly between, well, actually 4 if you count Njoku, which you should. Between Jeudy, Tillman, Elijah Moore, and Njoku, I think they're all quality enough targets that they command enough attention. And I'm hoping that Jeudy escapes Surtain's purview at least a few times there, and if he does, I think he'll get there. But and it's all about volume, because I think under Jameis Winston, you're seeing 30+ passes every game, and I think there'll be enough volume to go around. That's why I'm still not backing down too much on Jerry Jeudy, but I could see the argument for making him wide receiver 3 instead of wide receiver 2. I get that. Adam Thielen, I like Adam Thielen. I know you're higher on him than I am, and this is our usual pattern. You got 3 guys that you're low. You tell me you talk me down a little bit, and then there's one guy. Hey Jeff, you overlooked this guy. I like Adam Thielen. I just wonder, if Coker comes back, how many targets does Thielen get this week?
Thielen, in my mind, is their guy.
Okay.
If Coker comes back, I don't think it's a factor, because look, here's this. Coker 6'3", 208. Thielen's a slot. Coker played big slot. If they're all back in the lineup, they ain't moving Thielen to the outside. Thielen can't play outside anymore. He can't separate, but he can separate enough in the middle of the field where it's that quick release and there's zone patterns in there. They can't put him there. Coker, they can move to the outside. He'll be the one that goes to a disadvantage spot and have to win there. But here's the thing with Thielen. He came out hot last week, 2 for 44 in the first drive or 2, and then he only ended up 3 for 57. But they targeted him in the end zone. He got interfered with. It would have been a touchdown. He would have had a 2-point conversion. The guy launched his helmet at him, took a 15-yard, well, it would have been a 1-yard penalty, but a personal foul penalty. And so Thielen is a big factor, and he has been since Bryce Young's been in the league. And Thielen, at this point, you have to say he was injured, but he probably has fresh legs. That gives him a little bit of an opportunity against a league that's kind of beat up right now.
I brought this up with Bob Harris on the Wednesday RotoWire podcast. Which Carolina wide receiver do you like? Because I actually like this matchup against Tampa Bay, and they're all 30% rostered. Thielen, Xavier Legette, and Coker. If you had to choose one of those on the waiver wire, which one are you choosing?
So long term, it might be Legette, but this week, I'm playing for this week. It's Thielen, because Todd Bowles is going to send the house. And when you send the house, you got to get the ball out quickly. Where does that usually mean? Yes. Middle of the field. Those are the ones that are in your peripheral vision, not peripheral, your straight on vision, I should say. You don't have time to work to the outside. That's why I think Thielen has a great opportunity here.
I'd agree, and especially if we don't see Jatavian Sanders after that neck injury. So I think that's another good point too. So yeah, I'm with you on Thielen. I like him, and Bryce Young looked good, cromulent against the Chiefs. Actually, better than cromulent. He looked actually good, especially on those 2-minute drills at the end of each half. So I'm kind of excited to see some development there. So I'm with you on that one there. That's going to wrap up today's video. If you liked it, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and please check us out, rotowire.com/try. Thanks for watching today. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.